للذين أحسنوا الحسنى وزيادة ولا يرهق وجوههم قتر ولا ذلة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear viewers, brothers and sisters, to our series, Errors and Correction from Huda TV. This program or show is, the purpose of that program is to clarify and clear some errors that some Muslims fall into. So we covered many errors in the episode we covered before, and today also we're going to continue covering some of the errors Muslims fall into. One of also the errors, and major errors actually, some Muslims may fall into, is actually stealing. So the Muslim should be honest. You know, whatever his dire need for food or for money, he should not steal. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us in many ayat in the Quran Kareem about stealing. And one of these ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والسارق والسارقة فاقطعوا أيديهما جزاء بما كسبا نكالا من الله والله عزيز حكيم. والسارق والسارقة فاقطعوا أيديهما جزاء بما كسبا نكالا من الله والله عزيز حكيم. The thief, whether male or female, if they did this, if they stolen something, you should chop their hands. Really, this is the punishment for the one who stolen something from a house, from a bank, from a car, and he broke into it. You know, he jumped into it and he break the house, he broke the door. But you know, if he just finds something, you know, falling on the floor, then he pick it up, this is not considered stealing. This would be, you call it pick it up. He pick it up. But the sin considered to be a real stealing when you broke into in the house, broke into a bank, broke into a car, you hold the person and then you knock him down and then you take his wallet. This is a real stealing, you know. So this is very major sin. So we really have to be careful. Whatever our need for money, for food, we should not really steal. Also, Rasulullah ﷺ himself, he has cursed the people who are stealing. Rasulullah ﷺ said, لعن الله السارق يسرق الحبل فتقطع يده. You know, he said, look at this thief, you know, may Allah curse him. You know, he's only stolen, you know, a rope, you know, and then because of that, then his hand will be chopped. But it doesn't mean, you know, Rasulullah he's just warning us. Even if you steal a piece of rope, you know, or any, but you have broken into that place and you stolen it. It doesn't mean that he was walking and he found a rope on the floor, on the earth, or you know, somebody left his car is open. You know, I want to clarify. If somebody left his car is open, the window are open, and then the owner of this car, he was really careless. He was really careless. He was not really. He kept his doors open and he kept his car running with the key on. You know, this will not be considered, you know, like broken into that car or broken into the house. He will be punished, but not his hand will not be chopped. What Allah means here, those people who jump into or broke into the house, broke into the bank, broke into the car. Some of the people nowadays, unfortunately, they are going on the pike, and when they see women, you know, hanging their purse on their shoulder, he grab, you know, the purse and he run away. Could be cut. You know, this type of stealing really could be, his hand could be cut. Chopped also. So that's why Allah Rasulullah he said, Allah has cursed the thief. You know, even if he's stolen a piece of rope. As a matter of fact, Rasulullah he gave a vow. He said, Rasulullah لو أن فاطمة بنت محمد سرقت لقطعت يدها. Look, you know, Rasulullah he said, even my daughter Fatima, if she's stolen something, I would chop her hand. This to show us that, Rasulullah sallam, is command and he's implementing this role even on his own daughter. So this to show us, you should not, give waiver to any person, to anybody. He said, even my daughter, Fatima, if she's stolen, I will chop her hand. This to show us that Islam should be implemented on all people. No segregation. Not because he's your friend or your cousin or your father or your son or one of the kinship. You just, no, I think we should not cut his hand. We should not chop his hand. The rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the rules of Allah should be implemented on each Muslim. We should not give waiver or, just be nice those who are relatives or friends. The rule of Allah should be implemented on all Muslims. Also, now we will talk about the some of the errors which happening between people, which we call it al-mu'amalat, treating each other. One also, some people, unfortunately, when you give him money or you give him loan or he borrowed money from you, then he, after a while, instead of paying it back and he pays his debt to you, no, he will deny it. He will say, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also warned us from such sin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتُدْلُوا بِهَا إِلَى الْحُكَّامِ وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتُدْلُوا بِهَا إِلَى الْحُكَّامِ. Don't, the meaning of that, don't eat your money. Don't, take the money between you. You take money which is not yours among you, and then you just give it to the ruler. The reason, to give the ruler, he means you spread the money to the ruler, so you are looking for, to creep to them, because you are actually looking to persuade them and to be nice to them so they can help you. In other words, don't take the rights of other people. Don't take the rights of the other people who deserve it, and you take it for yourself. This is also one of the things many people, what you call, because he has some link, he has some connection with the ruler, with the people who have authority. People who are the authorized people have the authority. Some people, trying to creep to them, to be hypocrite to them. So they help him to find a job or give him, a good position, looking for prestige. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us many, from oppression. We're not supposed, oppress each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالظَّالِمُونَ مَا لَهُم مِّن وَلِيٍّ وَلَا نَصِيرٍ. Those who oppress other people, they will not find anybody to support them. Also, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, الظُّلْمُ ظُلُمَاتِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Oppression is actually will be darkness in the Day of Judgment. People who oppress other people, they will not find other than darkness in the Day of Judgment. Which means, actually, it doesn't mean darkness, but the real meaning, they will find a hard punishment. So we Muslims should not oppress each other, whatever the circumstances is. But not only that, listen what Rasulullah ﷺ said, about, that we warning us from oppressing each other. Rasulullah ﷺ, he said, "Man ظلم شبرا من الأرض طوقه الله إلى سبع أرضين يوم القيامة." So there are many people nowadays, trying, they are putting their hand on a lot, on a lot or on a land which is not, doesn't belong to them. Or, he want to build his own house and then he steal some, some meters from his neighbor. And so that's why Rasulullah ﷺ, he said, man ظلم shibran, this is what you call shibr, this size, a hand span, only, palm span. If you take this only amount of a piece of, from the land which is not belong to you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he will really have in your neck on the Day of Judgment more than 70 land on the Day of Judgment. Also, for one of the things that people fall into nowadays, especially businessmen or the seller, the people are selling merchandises, which we call tatfif fil kayli wal mizan. They don't give you what you really need, that you deserve. When he weigh in the scale, if you buy 1 kilo of banana or 1 kilo of orange or even wheat or dough or anything, they don't give you exactly what you want. What they do, they put on the scale not real amount you wanted. This is absolutely haram. They just, you give them, let's say you give them $10 for 1 kilo of anything, but he doesn't really put in the scale or the way. When he weigh this amount, he doesn't really give it to you. He just take about 200 grams for him, and he said, okay, this is 1 kilo, but he's a liar. This is what you call tatfif. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us in Surah Al-Mutaffifin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون ليوم عظيم يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning the Muslim from doing such thing, that they don't give you what you want. And he said, وَيْلُ الْمُطَفِّفِينَ. And Wail is a very big valley in the hellfire. And that's it. When they themselves buy things, they want to take full. They don't want people to take some of them. But when they give other people, they decrease it. Brothers and sisters, we come now to conclude this episode. Looking forward to see you inshallah soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
للذين أحسنوا الحسنى